Recently, I just said, okay, let me hire some. I have a team of Gen Zs that that I'm working with. So if I come in and they're like, a good hi or something, and in my mind, I already know that it's not yes.
It's our Nigeria that we are stressed about. We are actually very professional.
Hi, I'm Tosin Josh.
And I am Eniola Olatunji.
And this is TUC, where we talk reality things.
Today we have very wonderful creatives with us. We have a fashion stylist and we have a fashion entrepreneur, if I might say so myself. So we have today Kanyinsola of the Perfectionista, right? And we also have Monique from Rent a Dress. And Kanyinsola is a very, very, very vast fashion stylist with several years of experience styling males, females, families, brides. And Monique is also a fashion entrepreneur. She'll get to that herself. If you guys won't mind, can you just introduce yourselves and what you do generally?
Hi, my name is Kanyinsola. I'm a fashion stylist. I take my clients from beautiful to spectacular. I'm good at what I do. If you want to look like you're in HD, higher definition, then hire me as your stylist. Love that.
My name is Monique, and I own the only Pan-African one-stop bridal brand in Africa. As a bridal entrepreneur, or will I say a fashion entrepreneur, it's been a journey from getting brides to know who they are, what they want, and how they should look on their wedding day. So it's been an amazing journey. And if you're looking for that one-stop bridal brand that caters to everything, then my brand Rent a Dress No Stress is for you. Love it. So you both hold like professions that they're very, very, very common now and very, very valuable now. But like I would like to know, they are still unconventional, especially like for how long you've been doing it for. How did you guys get into this profession? Coin, if you don't mind.
Okay, so well, I'm a lawyer by profession, and I'm a security intelligence analyst with a multinational. So the styling aspect is more of like my passion. So I turned it from passion to paycheck. Growing up, I used to style people. I didn't know it was styling then. I used to enjoy dressing my mom up. My mom is late now, sadly. But when she has a party and they on the invitation card they put the color is a kaleidoscope of colors. She will say, "What's this? What does this mean?" And I say, "Mommy, it means different colors, like the color spectrum, blah 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 blah." And then I go to her closet. We look for gele that will match Iran Buba. Put it together. I sit down with her in front of the mirror, talk about which lipstick she should use. I didn't know what I was doing then, but I was just doing it. Then when I was in my big sister, when she had a date with her now husband, I'll dress her up. I'll say, even though you guys have been dating for long, it doesn't matter. So I put her looks together. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just doing it. When I got to uni, a friend of mine broke up with her boyfriend. I think he was misbehaving. So I decided to dress her up. He said he wanted them to see, and I dressed her up. I managed to do some makeup. I just did something. And by the time she came back, he said, the guy is dying for me. Like, I don't know. Like, he's begging and begging, So I just enjoyed. Everybody knew me to be the girl that liked dressing people up, and I wasn't charging for it. I was doing it free of charge then. So later on, when my mom passed, and I was just feeling empty, nobody to sit down with and be gisting about, okay, what party, what color are you wearing, what this. And I just started. I said, okay, let me dress other people's moms up. Let me dress other people up. Let me, I remember once I heard that there was a girl who wasn't my friend, was trying to insult me and said, "Oh, is it that Kanyinsola that is always dressing like she has a meeting with the president?" And for me, I didn't, my friend was like, "Oh, she doesn't like you." I said, "She likes me," because that's not an insult. So that is, so that's fine, So when my mom passed, the emptiness, I just said, okay, let me start styling people. Let me put it together. And I found, you know how you go on Google and you say, okay, what exactly am I doing? And then I found the word like stylist, like that's what this is that I'm doing, you know. So with time, I decided to now turn into something with more structure. The initial charges I was charging next to nothing. And I'll use my petrol, go here, look for things. I wasn't tired. When the client is frustrating me, I was saying, don't worry, we can get, you know. And then later was, I think, my husband, my boyfriend now, who is now my husband, said, you can't be using petrol and be driving up and down and your time and all that. You need to, you know, start charging for those kind of things. So we did a price review then, you know, and here I am today.
Or that's such a good story. How about you, Monique?
Well, mine is quite funny. Back then, I was going to get married, and I had ordered a wedding gown from the US. I was a size 14 then, and when the dress arrived, it was size 8. So there's no way I was gonna wear that dress. And so I had to quickly, look for another one. And the best place I could go to was Lagos Island. And when I got there, before I bought, I found one. I was asking them, was anybody doing rentals then? Because I knew I was just going to wait for a while. And then they said, oh, a few people. But when I contacted them, it felt like it was something that you shouldn't talk about. Like you should whisper and say, I want to rent a wedding dress. Like it was more like a taboo. And it didn't make any sense to me. So, and then the options that were available, the dresses that were available were like, God forbid, like you should, like as if they've been in existence for like forever. So I got another dress, and by the time I was done with the wedding, I had 2 dresses in my closet. And then I had just resigned from my previous job. So backstory about me, I am a business development manager, or I was then, but now a consultant. Okay, so I enjoy startups. I enjoy, starting for people. I would do that. I just enjoy anything that is challenging. And here I am, no job, 2 dresses. And I was thinking, what do I do? Because I'm used to the 9 to 5 corporate life. Am I just going to sit at home? And one day after I finished praying, I opened my closet and I looked at this. Okay, so this is a business developer, 2 dresses. When I needed a dress and I needed to rent, nobody was doing it or it was not available. So this is an opportunity. And then I called 2 of my friends who I just got married to and said, hey, give me your dresses. I want to start something. And it felt like I was crazy. Okay. And then we're using BlackBerry back then. So remember, because I know what it feels like to bring a business to life, I started posting, oh, I have dresses from this. After there's US dress, my friend's dress was from Dubai, and I had 4 dresses that we could work with. And then I put it out there. I advertised it on my BBM BlackBerry Messenger, and people helped me broadcast. And in the next week, there was a client say, I want to rent a wedding dress. And now I had to convince that client, you must take from the ones I have to, and that's how, the whole idea started. And if you like, before we started, you asked, why did I name it Rent a Dress? Well, why not? I wanted people to hear the name and just know what it is. I wasn't ready to start explaining, and now we have evolved to a lot of things, but that's how we started.
Okay.
Oh, that's how I found myself here.
Wonderful stories. Yeah. And I love that you all had like very serious careers, and then you made something out of your passion or like situation. So far as a stylist, what are some of the problems or challenges that it has come with? I know you said already that you really like it, but like what are some of the hiccups, or even how do people perceive your profession? Are they like, do they try to charge you low because they can't make sense of like the profession itself? Or what are some problems you?
So let me sigh first. So with stylists, you have to. The problem is people don't really know what we do, but people that don't know what a stylist is, they don't know what we do. You have to kind of explain to them. Some people will say, "Oh, I want to hire a stylist," and then they will not be asking, "So what do you do?" So I'm just like, "Why are you hiring me if you're asking me what do I do?" So I always have to, like, I had a brochure where I explain what I do, but I found that the problem with people is that they don't like to read. So I'll still have to explain it to them, that a stylist puts your looks together. They look at you, they get to know you, I get to know my clients. And then from there I say, okay, well, let me see your closet. What do you like wearing? If it's always black, I'll think of another color that, let everybody see something different. And then I say, okay, your hair, you always wear it down. Why don't you wear it up for what are you celebrating? A photo shoot or just celebrating life and everything? Then I put together a style team that would, execute what I want. And one thing about me is that I don't like taking my clients out of their comfort zone. So I still try to maintain their essence while still making them in HD. So one of the things is, maybe one of my problems, I would say, is the fact that I just want them to be happy. But I realize that lots of people might want to drain you by then indecisive. They don't know what they want. So when they're like that, sometimes I would step back and, kind of like, after some time I get firm and say, no, I can't. You can't. Maybe today they'll say, okay, they want to wear blue. And we're like, okay, I start looking for blue. My team is looking for blue outfits, blah, blah, blah. It will fit. Then tomorrow they'll say, oh no, maybe it's red. And then I'm just like, no, you need to decide. This will look better. You have lots of blue. Red will look nicer. So I have to like be firm on that. And then also as a stylist, people think that you're the errand girl or boy. I've had someone who booked me for her 40th birthday shoots, and she booked me for that. Then she now started, the next day she said, as soon as she had paid, she dropped the deposit. And she dropped the deposit. By the next day, she now said, oh, her boss's mother died, so she wants to find something to wear to that event. So I indulged her. I said, okay, send me the picture. She sent me the picture. I said, okay, wear this one. This one is okay. She now said, okay, thank you, thank you. Then by the evening, she said, oh, she's buying some things online, that I should help her to check which one she wants. And she sent me like 20 pictures from like an online store. And I'm like, no, I can. She now say, oh, her cake for her birthday. I said, no, I'm a stylist. You hired me for your birthday shoot. Let's focus on that. Then later you can decide to do something else, So the fact that people don't really understand what it is that we do. And also when photo shoots or when pictures come out or when a client goes for an event, they say, oh, wow, the makeup artist tried. Or, oh, the designer did a good job. But they don't realize that it's the stylist that was up in the night talking to the designer and saying, no, the dress should not so and so. Why is this place why is the sweetheart going like this on one side and the other one, So we're the ones that pay attention to detail and say, oh, this will not so and so, or this style will not fit my clients. Makeup artists, I stay with makeup artists when they're doing my clients' makeup and say, don't use this color of lipstick, it doesn't suit her. Make it a bit brighter. Line her lips. So people don't understand that the perfect look that they're seeing is not just the makeup artist or the designer or the hairstylist doing, is somebody that puts everything together so that it becomes perfect.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
Like me personally, I used to ask myself that what is the work of a stylist? Because I'm not the only one. Because so many people be like, I don't understand what they are actually doing here. But as you said it now, it's not just about the outfit only. I think you guys do more than, because there's one of my friend is a stylist. He said his family member called him and be like, we heard that they are paying you just to come and dress for people. How are you doing it? And I think this is actually really insightful because so many people don't know the details, all the things that entails in putting things together.
And sorry, it doesn't just stop there. Like even with photo shoots, when we get to the studio with photographers, we also have to have a rapport. So like with Tosin, I've worked with Tosin a few times, and some photographers are receptive to suggestions. I know, yes, a photographer knows their craft, but you say, oh, the client is not comfortable with this, can we ease her into things? And something that I always do is when they're taking pictures, I say, show the client so that she sees herself looking nice. Sometimes you also come up with poses for the clients, because if you say pose, I might not know how to pose, but the stylist will come and say, okay, these are poses you should practice so that you know how to look perfect. So photographers also indulge us, some, not all. Some of them will say, get off my set. And we have to now explain that, no, we're not here we're all working together as a team. So it has a lot of, you have to manage people, manage the client's emotions, manage the photographer who is getting angry that you guys are just on my set trying to comb the hair into place. You guys are, so is a lot.
I like that you touch on this. It's something we're still going to come back to later. Monique, when I introduced you as a fashion entrepreneur. I'm sure like you've done a whole lot when it comes to like fashion and bridal business. Can you like tell us how like some of the spots you've touched on and how you were able to now even put structure into it and make it something whole? Rent a dress.
Okay. So, like I said, it's the business started with just addressing one need. I needed to get where to rent a wedding dress, and I couldn't find one. So I had to be that solution to the next bride that would need one. But as we evolved, I moved from, just ordering dresses from outside the country, our renting dresses. I moved to now designing my own dresses. We now started selling dresses. Then I moved to suits. We started catering to both the bride, the groom. Then we moved to the bridal train. And then that's why I say we're a one stop, because we're currently in 3 African countries now: Nigeria, Ghana, and Sierra Leone. And then this is 9 years in business, so I have touched a lot of part. Like, I'm also a stylist to my brides. Yes. Okay. And this happened because for every time I would, review what I want to do with the business, there's always an opportunity or an opening that I would want to fill. Like I said, the business started with just a need to cater to a particular demand that is existing, but nobody's tapping into it. Like, I'll tell you something, yeah. Do you know I'm not even done yet. I get almost 10 calls a day on, do you rent suits? No, we don't rent suits. Yes, but nobody is tapping it. So please, if you watch this and you're looking for a business, maybe that might just be your calling. Oh, no.
You're already stressed.
Yes, number one. And number two, with the wedding dresses.
Extra bigger.
No, not even that. With the wedding dresses, it's not something that they are 100% comfortable in. So they don't get to wear the whole day. They are comfortable, but like I said, because of the volume, and it's not what they wear every day, no matter the structure, whether it's mermaid, airline, ball, or whatever. So, but then you see them change to more comfy, not really comfy too, because some of those corsets are not that comfy, but for the suits, it's like what they wear every day. So they will wear it from morning till night. I tried it for 2 weeks and I said, no, it's not everything that is my calling. I'm just going to step aside. Yes. And then it's a lot. Like, when a man has to wear a tuxedo the whole day, dance, this, move, and all of that. When they return it, a new suit might be looking like, Yes, and grooms hardly. They might just change their shirts. They might just take off the jacket and just have the waistcoat on and all of that. So gradually I started touching, from rentals to selling to making custom dresses. And now we cater to brides globally. So the opportunity in the business is always there for me to just, look inward and say, okay, what can we do? And you will see it everywhere. You see that you see the demand in little places. So it's no, I never saw us getting to this place, but because like I said, I enjoy startups. So if within I can see something that I need to do, an opportunity, of course I will dive into it. So that's how I've been able to touch a lot.
Are you sure you don't want to start like this?
No, there's even a complaint in the wedding industry, because the groom, they are always complaining that attention is always on the bride.
Sure.
They'll be like, can you guys give me time to myself? Like, come get something, even if it is to pretend, like as if you're paying attention to me too. And I think, as what you said, there's an opportunity for anyone that wants to pick up that particular side. And so when styling, do you just focus on the bride, or you also had the groom to it?
As well. It's very important so that he doesn't feel left out. In a lot of cases, the groom is the one paying for the dress and a few other things by tradition. So why do I want him to now be feeling less, than, so I make sure that the groom too feels important. I make out time to ensure that both of them are, although the bride will require more attention, but the groom too, I also make him to feel like he's important, which he is.
In fact, the groom and his team are even the ones that need more attention, more like you need to just follow up with them. If not, you would see that the bride will look extremely gorgeous and to look like the man was just rented for the purpose of. Yes, I'm telling you. Like as a little detail as the button here, that's the flower that goes on the suit. Like you would arrange it. Like if I'm also styling them on the day of the wedding, I would make sure that before you come out, like I make sure every day. Some groomsmen will forget their socks. Groom might even forget his socks. Like you put all those things together. So for the cases where the bride, you felt like maybe the groom was not attended or maybe there was no arrangement for that. I don't know. But even if it's just the bride that I am actually catering to that day, because I want that perfect picture, because I want to make sure that when I'm also showcasing my own work, I want everything to look beautiful. So I'm there. Excuse me, photographer, 1 minute. You run there, you fix this, you fix that. So, yeah.
It seems like Monique has taken my job.
No.
That's why I initially introduced her as a fashion entrepreneur. So you are creatives. Well, we're all creatives. Are there times where you experience creative blocks, or like, or are there times you meet clients and you're like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, or you're just generally in the mood, not in the mood, and you take like breaks? Like if you're doing 9 to 5, you can take leave. Do you ever maybe do that, or even travel to get fresh inspiration, or just feel relaxed about the whole thing?
Well, while you would call it creative blocks, for me, I would call it a phase where you have to quickly check so you don't burn out. Number one. Number two, you would find, like, when you started, you said, have we encountered clients that when we just see them, we just know, okay, this is not the one I prayed for or something like that. Oh yes, definitely yes. And she has touched on it. When you meet, for example, indecisive clients in my own industry, couple, like honestly, you can sell them the best idea or picture or look that should go out. I mean, look, they should actually, you want to sell to them for their day, and you would think you're making a headway. They would even carry you along, like, okay. And then one day, they will, just because they're paying you or they paid you, they could just ring you and be like, they are not feeling it. Like, imagine you're designing a wedding dress and you're already producing and you've shown them, you've done this. And most of my clients now are even virtual, like they're not in the country. The clients that I'm trusted, I thank God for all the time. My global clients. And then you find one indecisive one that, you are happy to have converted them to your clients, and then you're producing. And I like to carry them along every step of the way because I don't want stories and I don't want to be stressed. And then they come and they be like, I'm looking at this again. I'm not feeling this. And you need to take out this and you need to take out that. And you're trying to be as professional as possible to let them know. Like, if for an instance, like when I work with clients, I look at their body structure. She also does that too. While designing a dress, I'm producing it. And I told this client that mermaid will not look good on you. Not because of, like, when they see this perfect picture, this content online, they share with you the link and you look at it, oh, beautiful dress, and then you're okay, can we now switch to video call, or they're in front of you and you're looking at the body structure and you're looking at the dress and you're like, can I say something? Now, this is where my professional advice will come, my own opinion. But at the end of the day, you have the final say. This would not go well with your body. And this bride just wanted me to, add, just do something. I made this dress twice. And every time I look at it, I would laugh and laugh and laugh. And I'll send it to her. And what I was trying to show her is what we eventually went for. I wasted 3 months. And it was like 9 minutes, but then I had to charge for that time. Well, it would have been easier if she had just seen it. And then I had to send, because she doesn't really have hips, so I had to now send hip and bum, send everything. And then she wore it and she sent me a message saying, Monique, I'm so sorry. I'm so indecisive. And I asked the question, I said, all you indecisive ladies, how did you say yes to the man? On the day you were being proposed to, did you say, hold on, I'll be back. Keep kneeling. I'll be back. No, you didn't do that. So if you could say that yes, then you should make it, because you're dealing with professionals. Just allow us have our own input, and at the end of the day, we'll still work with what you want, because at the end of the day, you've paid us. But we hope that we can, merge things together and make it well. So
It's good you said that, because I always tell my clients when they start stressing and not allowing me to work, I say, trust the process. You hired me for a reason. If you didn't need me, you won't hire me. So just allow me work. When look at what I've put together for you, you see that you yourself, you see the reason why you hired me in the first place.
So a quick one, working with ladies and working with men, which one is easier for you guys?
I find working with men easier, but I find working with ladies more exciting, in the sense that I can explore. Men should be just top and trousers. That's well, for ladies, you can wear trousers, you can wear a dress, you can wear skirts, so you can be more creative with what it is that you want to do.
So going to the business structure, and like you've mentioned that for both of you started from passion or like in need. How has it been putting structure in your businesses, employing people? What have you seen in the hands of your like we want a lot of details. Have you like what mistakes have you had to go through to put like to learn how to put proper structure in your businesses, how to make it profitable, and even especially when it comes to like even hiring, what has been your experiences so far?
Monique, is that the better?
okay, this question is exciting and at the same time a sad one for me, because I've experienced both sides of the coins with hiring, creating that structure, because in as much as I'm the owner of the brand, I can't be everywhere. Like I just told you, we have stores that are not in Nigeria, and even the one in Abuja. I am based in Lagos. Now, concerning the issue of, let's start with staff. In the 9 years of figuring, I call my own kind of entrepreneurship, street entrepreneurship. Okay, just picking things and just working with the way Nigerian economy is, dealing with us, and we're figuring it one day at a time. That's how most of the business, the SMEs popped up. Okay, there's no business school that I went to, so I'm not going to come here to lie to you. Most of us just found an opportunity, like some for photographers just picked up a camera and boom, they are good at it. Somebody says, oh, you're good at it. Some people just found themselves as best editors and everything. So, and all of a sudden there's a name, they call us creatives. And then we quickly jumped on it and say, yes, at least I'm in an industry, stuff like that. And now it starts with that. And of course, you can't do it by yourself. You need to get one or two people to, join you. They might not really understand your vision, but at least the little they can understand is this is what we are going to, follow me this way. You would get the good ones and you will get the terrible ones. So in these 9 years of business, I've had amazing staff, but I've also had terrible staff. Now, these are staff that if you don't have if your heart is not strong, their actions might break you and you would hate the business. Like they could frustrate you and you wish you go back to 9 to 5 because you can't do it by yourself. So they actually help you. They actually help you grow. That's why they are there. They help the business grow because of their own input. And I'm going to give you an example. Example 1 or example 2. I haven't shared this before, but I'm going to share it here. And this is just to encourage business owners. It's going to be tough. And God is still helping me with this because I'm still on it. And I'll tell you why. So in 2021, I had gone to Ghana to expand my business, and I had great plans with that 5-bedroom stand-alone compound that I got where the business was. I had flown, so I had just hired one staff in Abuja, and this girl would, confirm a lot, who is this? And I'm like, okay, since I'm going to Ghana, I need somebody that would teach them and all of that. And that's how I just used that small experience of she would call price for the clients and they would say no. Like she just came and all of a sudden I could see that the revenue was looking good. However, I didn't, maybe because I was just so excited. And what I would do now, you would stay there and work until I know you better. And then I told her you're going to Ghana, to the Ghana branch. I just set it up and everything. COVID had just happened. I just invested in Ghana. And then I flew her from Abuja to Lagos, Lagos to Ghana. Oh, she was so happy. So happy. She even gave me wine at the airport because I was in Ghana waiting for her. And to her family, that the first flight in her life was from a business. So, it felt good. Got her her residency and all of that. And permit, sorry. And then I just trusted them because I've never had an issue of theft in any of my branches. So, and then those Ghanaians were helping, okay. And I mean, they had not stolen from me because I had record and everything. And so for some reason, I didn't go to Ghana for 1 year. Not because different things just would take my time and all of that. And then I didn't go for a year and a half. And then my fantastic Ghana that was doing well, man, no sale, no sale, no sale. But then you see that trust because once you stop trusting them, you're going to be having doubts and then you can't even function properly. And, I kept telling myself, and I had to go to God. I said, God, please, because it was really bad. Okay. And you see me online, I'll say, oh, we're one step brighter, bro. We're here, we're there. Because you have to keep, no matter how bad it is, you have to keep selling your brand the way you want people to see it and all of that. And, and one day in 2023, so you see, I didn't go for 2 years. For some reason, it even felt a bit demonic because every time I want to make that move, something will happen. And then I said, I'm going to pray about it. And then one day, I was meant to travel to Turkey to meet my suppliers for lace and everything. And I said, after that, I just said, you know what? I had a photographer friend I normally used to fly my photographers to either Sierra Leone or Ghana where my branches are to do photo shoots because I don't know how to deal with the creatives over there, So I just told him he was a Steve TUC photographer. I said, Steve, how far? Come. He came to Lagos to help me with my new headquarters I was setting up. I said, let's go to Ghana. We went to the park. That's the first time I ever did a long road trip. I paid for it. While I was going, I saw a post, a rent address was tagged. I looked at the post and I remember this Jamaican Caribbean lady that reached out to me. I knew the thing. It was only wedding gown she got from us. When I saw the tags, a lot of things. Groom suit, this one, that one, this one. And if I quickly go repost or now tag myself and somebody else that is not that did the biz, maybe we were tagged wrongly, might reach out to me and say, you know what, you're stealing my work, And then I reached out to the lady. I said, oh, hi ma'am, how are you doing? I know that the transaction before I handed you over to my team in Ghana because it was her husband that went to pay. She was abroad, so she came in for the wedding. And then she told me, then she said, oh yes, after the wedding dress, my husband went back again. And we ordered all those things. So they are from you. I said, oh, okay, great. Because I want to post and I just want to be sure so I don't, tag the wrong people. I'm like, okay, fine. And that was how, imagine on the way to Ghana, was when this happened. You see, when you work with God, I'm sorry, in case of people that don't know God or like God, me, I always put God in everything I do. Imagine the decision I just took after church to say, let's go to Ghana. And then on our way, these things are being revealed. Yeah. And then I told them that I'm sending somebody to Ghana to drop something for them that they should be ready to take. They should delivery. And when I said I reached out to them, I was like, the person is at the gate. They had opened the gate at night. We got there at night, and they saw me. I got into the building. I went upstairs. I packed all the invoices and the receipts first, and I kept them. Now let me shock you. That year, the previous year, the last sale that they claimed to have made was December 15th. Tell me why I opened my invoice and I saw till January 5th. We have brides in distress towards the end of the year. brides that they're doing wedding dresses didn't come. One auntie promised this one, that one. So they will look for me. That's when we have more sales. And then the last sale they declared was December 15th. So 16, 17, 18, we're having 2, 3, like that, brides of 2022. And I saw it and I didn't say anything. Like the kind of hot tears that started flowing from my eyes. Like, now, these are people that before this young girl, I flew her. These people, their character was excellent. But how did it start? Fittings fee that I would throw a blind eye because they will use it as petty cash for, but I want them to mention it. I was too distracted. I noticed that as little as fitting, that's how they started, because we charged to fit dresses. So they were already taking it. Madam didn't notice. Okay. Now, where God shocked them on my behalf was Ghanaian brides, they can pay, then come back and say, oh, we're no longer interested, or something like that. So I already have a structure in place whereby my receipts carry, we know, operate a no refund policy, exchange is allowed, and blah, blah, blah. They were not as smart as, so what, like if you take money from someone and they start to drag you, they could find me and say, oh, I'm looking, so they would give them my own receipts. They didn't even, you're not smart enough to go create or clone the receipt. So that's how I found out all of these things. Now, I was to travel to Turkey in 4 days. So I just wanted to go there to just catch, if I needed to catch anything. So I couldn't even arrest them. I couldn't even close the branch to just say, you know what, let's just stop first. Let's know what we're doing. So if I'd arrested them, they would have needed me in Ghana to bail, just be there to fight the battle. I couldn't even do that. These people, they cry when I finally exposed them. They knelt down, they cried, please, please, don't report. The one I was married, my main manager, like, that was the one that used to keep money for me. She begged and she pleaded. And then I traveled back to Nigeria and I went to Turkey. And then my child came out too early. So now I had to deal with medical issues of having, like, get her to, she was born preterm. I couldn't go back. Remember I told you
Went to Ghana pregnant.
Don't worry, that's another story for another day. So at the end of the day, I couldn't, like, now go back to fight that battle. Now, do you sack them? Remember, I run a rental business. There are brides who have paid us on their wedding. So if I shut down the branch, who is going to still cater to those ones that we've taken their money? And we still have people inquiring, adverts are running and stuff like that. So imagine they hurt you, but you couldn't sack them. And they now knew that, oh, you can't do anything. So the people that were begging, madam, please, now became, if you don't trust us, we leave. Wow. So the staff that I brought from Nigeria, first of all, I just told her, quickly got a document, signed that, because when you came, your family knew that I was one that brought you to Ghana. Please, you're no longer working rented dress, blah, 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 blah. So
you got rid of her?
Yes, immediately. In fact, she was meant to leave the next day. I came at night. The day I figured everything out, I told her, you won't be working with me again, all of that. Immediately, she got someone to come. She was packing her stuff at night because, of course, the building, like, we also have accommodation in it. And then she came to meet me and said, she's only sorry that she disappointed me, that she's not sorry that she's leaving. Like, don't worry, I've seen it. As I said, it brings yes. So I would encourage business owners, because I said it that most of us just jumped into business either to cater to a need or passion or this and that. Unlike back then, when, in fact, the way businesses sprung up in our generation, and back then, you have to take your may even call your family members, say, I want to start a business, how on Siam and stuff like that. But now you might be doing something on the low and somebody will say, is it my sister that is the fashionista or something like that? And then that's how people get to, notice what you're doing. So what I would advise people, because like I said, I've had good experience and bad experience. If I have a lot of bad experience in Nigeria, please do not be too quick to just say your staff. Give time, study them. They would unveil themselves as you. Yes, they will exhibit one thing or the other, and then be patient with them too. Because back then also I was a profession. I didn't want anything to go wrong, because the only thing I had going on for me so well was my business. So I didn't want any comma. So now what am I doing better? You can offend me, like, for example, you can come late. Normally I would flag it so in a very strict way. Instead, I would want to have a seat I want to sit down with you to know, why did you come late? Tell me. But that approach might not work for everybody, but I would advise you need to know your staff, and they would hurt you, they would disappoint you. So, and when it's time to sack immediately, and don't bring back anybody you sack. They are not going to change. Don't do that.
You can relate. Okay.
Once they go, let them go.
Coin, how about you?
Well, for me, for a long time, I used to do things by myself. And then I now said, okay, let me hire. At some point, I had like 2 assistants who were helping me out. And then all of a sudden, you know how you entrust people with something, right? I was away. And then they now came up with excuses. Both of them came up with, oh, I'm not available. I need to travel somewhere. I need to so and so. So I said, okay, I had to let go of one client who, wanted my services and I wasn't in the country. So I thought, okay, my team will handle, but thinking that, okay, you travel, at least you'll come back. You're going out of Lagos, you'll come back. And at least one of them said, oh, she has to do something. I just said I was going to get rid of her. So I let her go. But the other person that I thought, okay, this is my main person. She didn't, and then she was just commenting on my Instagram, like, oh, you look lovely, ma. Oh, you look nice. You this and that. So after like maybe 5 months, I now sent her a message when she was saying, oh, ma, you look so beautiful in this post. Oh, the client looks lovely. Oh, so and so. So I now said, I don't get it. You said you were going to travel for something. So if you were going to resign, why didn't you say you wanted to resign? Like, why are you gushing over my pictures online? And, why don't you formally say you're going? And then I understand, So with staff as well, it's, I manage them, you can't do it alone. But like you said, it gets to a point where when it gets too much, then I'm like, I can't, it's fine. And recently I just said, okay, let me hire I have a team of Gen Zs that I'm working with. And I remember initially when I was doing, I'm sure we'll still get to this part where you were talking about Instagram and how we're managing things, social, So for me, I thought, because I'm old school, let me hire people that understand like the analytics of Instagram. So I hired like a team of Gen Zs. I remember when I was doing interviews. So if I come in and they're like a good hi or something, and in my mind I already know that it's not. Yes, I actually did interview the Gen Z person once, and first of all, he was late for the interview. It was for his dad assistant role. He was late for the interview. When he finally came, I called him. I said, "Are you still coming? Because I've given you the timing. It was supposed to be 2:00. The time is to 4. You haven't come. He now said, oh, that he's on his way. Blah blah blah." I got there. I said, "Okay, hello. How are you?" He now said, "Oh, is he here for the meeting?" So I now said, "The meeting? Which meeting?" He now said, "Okay, for the meeting." I said, "It's not a meeting. It's an interview for the role." He said, okay. He now said, anyway, that he will see if he has time to take the role and blah blah blah. And so I I was confused. I was just all confused. That I said, "Oh, did you not?" He said, "Oh, that he'll see if he can accommodate, if he can." I said, "But you applied. You saw the so." I said, "Anyway, there's no vacancy for you, so it's fine, because if you don't already respect me during the interview that you should be, then there's no point. You can be courteous, but it doesn't mean that you should have a chip on your shoulder." So I let that person go. But I found that not all Gen Zs are the same, in fairness. There's some that and it's not like one is old, but I leave them to give them room to be themselves. But I find that maybe in my own generation, working like in an establishment teaches you a lot. We know how to you communicate. You stick to time. There are things that you do that that this person has been in something that has structure. But with them, I might not hear from them today. Then tomorrow I say, "Hi ma, how far with?" Like, so I will allow them. But when it gets too much, then I say, "No, you guys have to." So
Here and there.
yes.
So I'm really sorry for all the JCs that have offended you.
There's even a question I want to ask. So I'm thinking, what do you guys think actually caused this? is it as a result of working working with Nigeria is difficult, or because this job business is not like your so-called is not your so-called priority before? So is it that that's the way Nigerians behave?
Oh, okay. Let me talk about it from an African perspective. As an employer of labor in different African countries, it's our Nigeria that we are stressed about. We are actually very professional. As amazing and annoying as that sounds, yes. I love Sierra Leone. I love Sierra Leoneans, but I don't know if I'm going to be dragged, but it is what it is. An average Sierra Leonean is lazy. Nah, they don't even understand like what they, or put it this way, they are not motivated. Nigerians, yeah, they are laid back. But so for them, once we have food in our belly, roof over our head, we're good. Nigerians were more ambitious. We're go-getters. Even the lazy one compared to where I've been. In Ghana, they have adjusted to this, things are bad. So I don't have enough.
I think it's the same.
So
I think it's the same in Ghana too.
yes, but you see difference. See that one, I say this one, they want their belly full. In Ghana, first of all, there's this thing about we Nigerians that turns them off, and two, like they just see it like we do too much, and the ones that would come, like a Ghana staff can tell you, it rained, I didn't come to work, and that's it. So it's an African thing, if you look at it. So it's not about even how the businesses are structured or how we found ourselves in business in this our generation. It's just who we are. Like she said, we've worked in more structured or corporate settings. You come late to work.
You get
How?
very
First of all, you have to check clocking, and before you even come late, you start sending mail from 6:30. This, so I'm run. Oh, let me even tell you something. Let me give you one story, quick story. So there was this young influencer I wanted to work with in Ghana, and she was going to be the model or something. I just looked at, she had good following, and engaging following. It's not just entrepreneurs, not just when you're picking influencers or celebrities. It's not about good following, engaging following, engaging audience. So I reach out to this young girl because I noticed that once she posts on Snapchat, on this, on that, people they just love her. I said, okay, she might not have my buying audience, but I needed to grow my Instagram page. So for the Ghana branch, and then we had concluded 10 a.m. and then 9:30, I asked her, what would you eat? The way you asked, with Nigerians are very, receptive. And this girl just told me, hi, ma'am, I'm running. I said, you are running? Okay. I said, all right. You're running to this place. I says, okay, fine. 10:30 to 11. I'm still running, but I'll come. I'm like, you're running? What are you running to? So I asked my manager. I said, this lady has been running. Is it that she loves to run? I said, oh, that running means she's having frequent bowel movements. She, and then she's just telling me, so we could have cancelled. I could have gotten another, model, even though I had my creatives available, makeup and this and that. And we had to wait till Madam unran herself. But she came around 3, from 10 to 3. Yes. And when she came, she apologized. And then we had to wait for her to do it. Yes. So, but she didn't understand that her lateness would cost me more money, or more other creatives wanted to leave, so I kept engaging them. I had to even pay more for their time. Do you understand? So this whole thing is an African. You can't go. I've traveled. It's not like that over there. You can't just not call in to say you are sick or you're this. It's not even done. You even have to show a report or some, maybe doctor's report or something like that. So it's also with this younger generation. Josh, let me throw it to you, even though we are your guests. You working with like if you have an event or for example a wedding, we're not expecting only Josh to be the photographer, videographer. You guys are a team. You go with a particular team, and sometimes you have more than one event in a particular day. How do you manage this your team? Have you not also had bad experience with your own creatives that are your staff?
Oh, okay. I actually like the question. I think in my earlier years, managing, I stop accepting multiple jobs in one day because it's really frustrating. In the sense that number one, I have to run from one place to another. Number two, we have this issue of clients don't want someone else.
Wanting only Josh.
They actually want that person. So depending on the kind of client, especially all these our online clients, they want to see you yourself. So that is one factor that is actually really stressful. Earlier on in my career, I used to me and my guy. I'm not supposed to say this, so he pretend like it's me.
How many guys are going to edit that part?
So my guy, no, we can even leave it. My guy pretend that it's me. So to go for it, there was even a wedding that I had to go and assist my guy. So he's now toasting. Then me, I'm his assistant. Wow. Just to allow the work to flow. And one thing about working with people is that they don't have the same energy as I do. Everybody likes me. Everybody wants to meet me. Everybody wants to do this. And there was a guy that begged me. This guy said he's always sending me different messages. Please, can I assist you? Please, can I work with you? Please, can I do this? The day the guy came to work, I was shooting. This guy was sitting. He said he's tired.
Is he not a Gen Z, sure?
It's Gen Z too. This guy said he's tired. I said, sorry, how can you be tired? But you've been begging for this thing for a long time. This is, have you know? I mean, during those periods, I don't know how to talk because I'm very hardworking. Yeah. So I think I'm patient now. The last guy that worked with me, he said, Josh is now very gentle. If you come work with me, I won't give you anything to do. The reason why I'm not asking you to do anything is because I want you to sit, relax, and be looking at everything I'm doing. Because the day I will ask you to do it and you make mistake, that's the last time you ever do anything for me. I was so bad at working with people. If I give you something to do and you make mistake, I do everything all over again. But I'm a perfectionist, but I cannot keep doing that. So this was actually a very big problem for me. I had to start learning to work with people. Learning to work with people is sweet. I have to start accepting people's bullshit. Yes. Like for instance, when I started this job, if you give me 9, I stay in Ikorodu. And this time was the time whereby they are constructing Ikorodu Road. So you cannot do without BRG. You cannot do without traffic. Yeah. But the traffic is always crazy. But guess what? I will never get late to your shoot. If you give me 9, I'll be there for 8:45. I'll get there. My latest time is that 9 on dot. But as I started working with people, I see that I'm the only one that is serious. Every other person, they give me, for instance now, maybe videographer or my assistant, they give me time. That is when I started noticing that, there's actually an African time. Yeah. So there was a time I stopped collecting multiple jobs because people are just disappointed. You know, when I'm sending you to a job that I won't be there, just to cover up, I need you to be on time. I need you to do everything quickly and all of that. So it has been a huge problem. So I've been going back and forth in working with people, and I've been failing, to be honest. But fast forward to today, I've actually put a structure in place whereby, number one, I have rules for my clients because I can't always do everything. So I don't deliver as fast as I used to. So there is time on my own hand. I get to see that, okay, I cannot really control these people so much. So that's why I asked the question the other time that, are they the problem or are we the problem? Then I start saying that I am the problem. So the problem in the sense that I don't know how to be a boss. There's something about being a boss. Yeah. You need to be the boss. You need to teach them till then. Is it that you know this thing or you leave this place?
You need to be firm. So
Yeah, you need to
A
be
mentor of
firm.
mine would say, when you have a meeting with your team and you talk to them, don't ask them, do you understand? They will tell you, yes, I understand. Tell them, what did I just say? Now tell me everything that you heard me say. That's where you will know the level of understanding they actually were able to achieve or attain with the conversation you've had. So I stopped saying, do you understand? So if I say, like you were saying something, that there was a time you had a shoot and the guy was just sitting down. Now I was having a shoot with a new bridal store that I had just trained. I was going back to Bielsa to go set up. And I was the me that is my, I was trying to show her that this is possible. Because if I train you, I also want you to do well too. I was the one going to spread the dress before the photographer takes 2, take 3. Stop, the dress has moved. Wait, perfect shoot, perfect this. And my assistant was just there on her phone, iPhone, Gen Z. And the non-Gen Z too was just there. The non-Gen Z were just there and doing the same thing. And I kept at it. I was getting tired. And then I didn't want to scream. And then I took them to one corner and I said, okay, you guys should order Uber. And go, say, ma, why do we need to go? Who's going to do it? I said, oh, so now you know. And you watch me. And it's not even that. I wish you were even making content that I was doing it to be good for the brand. I was just there making sure, because I didn't want that shoot to fail because of this lady that's just starting her own business. So you can't do, they know they have to do this. But you see, at the end of the day, is it because we are the visionaries, we're the owners of the business? It is why, is it why we're always the one at the forefront, making sure things are happening? And then the sad truth is we can't be there all the time. So we're going to count our wins and also our losses.
Yeah, and I think one thing that is mostly important is that someone said that we don't actually emphasize on things we want them to do. Sometimes we assume that they know because we, in our own time, we used to know what to do. I think in this time we need to like teach them like kids and explain everything to them.
So from everything everyone has said, I've come to realize that although like businesses are not like 9 to 5, you need to always start with that professional structure and even discipline that you would normally get from, like, you need to start with that even when you hire people. So there's just a few questions to round up because I really enjoyed this episode. You guys have dropped a lot of gems, and I would like to ask about like profitability. I really tried to ask initially, but like, when you started, was it always profitable? Was it, I know you started for passion, but was it always profitable? And what are some other things you like? I know like it's passion, but you want to do something that at least giving you money. Were there things that, was it always profitable, or did you now, in fact, even economy, like we know Nigeria is sometimes, if it's not that we're seeing inflation come down, are there things that you've had to do, maybe backward integration, maybe for you, a fashion entrepreneur, maybe you now source for your fabrics within Nigeria or from a more cheaper place, but just things that you've tried to do to make your work more profitable. And how long did you actually, because sometimes you don't make profit that same year, how long did you wait? And what the essence of my question is, so for people watching, they should not just think, okay, I want to be a stylist, let me just go into it. What are some of the things you had to do to make your business profitable? How long did it take you and all of that?
Okay, so she would go from her own point of view as a stylist. As a brand owner, I'm not going to, no. Put it this way. What I experienced back then and what someone will experience now is totally different. Okay, so let's start. At first, there was a need for me to just find what to do. So in the beginning of most businesses, even though we know at the end of the day is to be profitable and to, become something, it always starts with, I just want to try something and just, get something going. Okay. So for me, that was my own story. However, you're not expected to be stuck in one, level. You keep finding your niche. So before now, when I had a conversation with Tosin, I said, let's put it this way. Let me use my industry as an example. So when I started the wedding dress rental business. Nobody was doing it, or even if they were doing it, it was like hide and seek. All right. Or if you want to buy, yes, come in. If you want to rent, oh please, let's move to the left. So I had to break that stereotype to say this is what I do, and that's why I chose that name. The fact that I don't want people to think maybe it's a taboo or something like that. I just put a rent a dress, no stress. You can rent your dress with no stress at all, and that's it. Some people even accuse me, why didn't you just call it Monique's Bridal or something? Which actually later I was like, maybe I should have. But you have to stay true to what actually made you start the business if you're going to be profitable. So when I started, I just wanted to prove to myself and prove to people that said I should keep searching for a job, that I can do this. Then it now moved from that phase to also now letting people know that this has come to stay. It was so bad then that people that even rented from us were they didn't even want anybody to know they were associated with us. So you would get this beautiful wedding dress from me. I would beg for pictures. I would beg to post. I would beg you just say, please, you can. So I'm there. I've styled you. I have content. Then you now say, I'm sorry, you can't post the private wedding. No, it's not a private wedding. A Bella Ninja will pick it up. Vendors be listed, and rent a dress will not be. That could have broken me. And I'm like, no, I'm going to continue this thing until it gets to a point. Now it is brides that would, in fact, these days I don't even post brides. I just do my photo shoots, post my dressing. In fact, these days now, we have made a name that you want to come. What we do now is our marketing strategy. We lure them to come and see. In fact, now, in as much as we do a lot, we do customs, we do rentals, we do off the rack purchase. But when you come, to rent from me now, I have packaged my brand in such a way that it's not just ordinary packaging. If I'm buying a dress from the perfectionista, she might not showcase it out there. I have to go and see what she's selling, and then I'll buy. Then I will be the one to showcase it. And that was what I decided to do. You know what? Even though you're renting, I'm going to treat you like a queen that is buying. Come. When you come, fit custom dresses. We don't even have the regular dresses. So this is what I'm going to advise entrepreneurs. If you want to be successful, find your niche. We started with rentals. We upgraded our services. We were renting the same dresses other brands were renting. And I told myself, that is going to affect price control. If I have this dress and Microphone Bridal has the same dress, why should I charge you higher than Microphone Bridals when they just say, I'll get back to you, and they go there and they still have it? And I told myself, this there's no price control, everybody. So if one lady that has one Odogu behind her that just has like 100 dresses and tries to crash everything to 50 naira, we are doomed. And it happened. It did happen. My own design, then when we were still doing common designs, just arrived. Brand new dress. Of course, I have to make my money. But a bridal brand already had that dress 3 months on their rack, and she was doing promo. And I had really spoken to this client. They came, they fitted it, they said they will get back to me. And the ladies took a picture of her, the same dress, and said, I really loved your customer service, this and that, but it's the same dress. You're charging A, they are charging B. So my in-laws that are paying, they are going to make the payment. So she was trying to tell me, will I drop my price too, so that I said, no, go with them. It's fine. And so what I did was I just told myself that day, I said, for me to break even, because I know where I'm going to with my brand, I will no longer have common dresses. Now, I now moved from the regular rental. Then my new pitch started is, if you come to us, whatever you wear, nobody is wearing it again on the wedding day. And then it was difficult, but later on, people adapted to that. So I remained profitable. I was able to create a niche for myself. And then we kept doing, so you keep adding, you keep finding out what can work. If you have a niche that you know that, okay, this is where you are at in your journey, no matter the breeze that comes and all of that, you stick to it, you improve on it, and then you continue. And that's how you stay profitable. Now, in terms of the business, the era that we are in, would I say in these 9 years of business I've not had my downtimes? Yes, I have. Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. When we moved from no longer showcasing regular common designs, and somebody would come and you would give them one, price that you believe is what, renting that dress. They'll just say, we'll get back to you. And they wonder, why do I have to pay this amount? So that period when that we actually migrated to luxury, it was tough. What kept us? My other part, the other SBUs in the business. So if rentals is not doing well, the bouquet section could do well, the suit section could do well, this could do well. But because you now know this is what you offer. We move from just being a regular brand, a regular rental brand, to a one-stop. So if A is not working, let me push B to work, and it will shock you that B might be the one that will save you to keep that structure and all of that.
Thank you so much. That was really insightful. So, Kanyinsola, I would like to ask you, has there ever been a time whereby working with other designers and the designer, probably the client chose you as their stylist and a designer separately, and you guys don't know each other? How is the relationship like? Is it always smooth?
That's a wonderful question that you asked. So it's not always smooth. For me, I guess also upbringing plays a major role. So how I was brought up is, the first, when you meet people, be friendly, be nice. You meet some people and you say hi, and the person is cold. I don't come up like that. I try to be friendly because I also want everybody to feel comfortable and to be happy, styling, like, oh, I'm going to get dressed for this event, this person is handling. Also, the how I am will also dictate how the relationship is going to be. So, for instance, if I go with my clients for consultations and I already have this air of, the process will not be seamless. Because if I'm already behaving to the designer as if, "Ugh, please, I have other vendors that I work with," the designer too will not be happy. Nobody will be happy. It won't be an easy process. So I try to be as friendly as possible, friendly but also professional, and I just try to make sure that, oh, we're all doing this together, we're working as a team. I'm not here to, I tell them something. I don't make dresses. I don't do makeup. I don't do dresses. I'm like the event planner or the planner of this whole thing. I'm the one putting everything together. So I try to explain that to, so don't feel threatened that I'm here to take your job. No, we're working together as a team just so that our clients will be happy. So sometimes in fact, a lot of times I make fantastic lasting relationships with the people I work with. I have designers who, and it's also a problem because I now get so used to them that if I call them that I have a client, we need a dress in less than 24 hours, because of the relationship we built, they will make it. And I prefer to lean towards those people. So it's kind of difficult because I don't end up getting to know new people because I'm used to my main. So it's like, okay, I have to try and work with new people so that I'm not just stuck with the same person or the same people I work with.
As a result of change in social media, because social media now actually kind of determine what our business is going to be. So what has your experience been like? How are you able to handle it?
Well, for me, social media, I say I struggle with it. In the sense that when I've just suddenly gotten the hang of maybe editing videos and things, then something new comes up on how to post something like an algorithm. So I just decided to hire a team of Gen Zs that I work with, and we're finding our balance. So I allow them to express themselves. They have a good creative flair, and they teach me new things like trends. For instance, how to say "per" or something. So just because sometimes they're like, oh man, this is like old school. No, don't talk. So I found that so there's some things you have to accept, and I'm like, okay, this social media thing, I can't. You guys should. I'm hiring you guys to come and make it easier for me. So that's with that way. And just what she said, which was part of why I came as well, For instance, when I started in the styling industry, there were not so many people who I could look up to and say, okay, where can I learn? Who can I learn from? Just a few. Some people are very receptive. And if I have issues, for instance, like the style infidel, he's a friend of mine. I can ask him, oh, what do you think? Oh, this person, I want to charge so and so. Does it make sense? And he was always open with me. He doesn't. Some people will say, oh, just charge this. They won't tell you what to charge. They'll just say, oh, what your mind tells you. What does that mean? I've just started. I need help with my pricing. Like, let me know what to do. And with that, I suffered a lot because the other people I might ask, they won't tell me. They'll just say, oh, well, you think of what you want to. But some other people I ask, they'll tell me, you can start from 100,000. You can start from, so they gave me an idea. Are you not buying petrol? Are you not going to the market? Are you not going to the shops? Why don't you, factor that in, kind of thing? Also, something else, I remember before when I just started, the excitement. You see big photographers, makeup artists, and I'll be so excited that, oh my God, I'm going to work with so and so. I see this person's work all over the internet. Oh, it was a privilege and all that. And the first thing I'll say is like, when I meet them, oh, I'm such a fan of your work. I've learned. Don't say that. Because when you say I'm such a fan, oh my God, I'm so that excitement, they now take you as being, it happened to me. I remember I was supposed to work with someone like a big photographer then. And I was so excited. I had even told my staff that, we're working with so and so. We need to be on top of our game. I'd even studied her work and all that. And like, oh my God. And when I got to her studio, it was kind of like, oh, yes, I don't need a stylist. The first thing was like, oh, I don't need a stylist on this. I don't need a stylist on this set. Like, what are you doing here? That I should just sit down and just sit down. And I'm like, the client hired me to start. I've been with them throughout, like trying to put outfits together, and everything. And that whole shoot, like I was talking to the hairstylist, nobody was answering me. It was as if the photographer knows, so and so, you're not needed here. But I still cannot sit down. This is my work. So if I see something that is not good, I'm like, oh, can we correct? No. We don't need you on this set, And I remember when even my assistant that day, it was the first time of her seeing her boss being put down, And for me, I've learned I don't put people down. I don't. If you are not, if you are rude to me, I put you in your place, but I don't put you down. So that's the thing about me. So for someone to put me down and make me feel like, what are you doing? You are not needed. That for me, I struggled with that. After the photo shoots, I started to say maybe I shouldn't be a stylist. I started to doubt myself, because I felt like, what am I doing? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe. So for a while, I stopped posting. I had people asking, oh, can you style me for this? And I was like, oh, I'm not. I was struggling. And I told myself, after some time, I got myself back. And I now told myself, I said, I'll never be like that to the younger generation. I'll never be like that to anybody, younger, older, anyone that says, I want to do this thing. And can you mentor me, or can you, so I made sure that whatever happens, come and meet me. I will tell you, I will teach you, I won't never make you feel, that you don't know what you're doing or less than you are.
I think this is exactly what TUC is meant for, because on my home part, there are sometimes I behave to people somehow, and it's not actually what is going on inside me, because I'm a shy person. But on the outside, I'm giving strict. I'm not giving shy. But on the inside, I'm actually shy. And sometimes we don't know that our words actually carries a lot of weight. And there was a time I had there was this event planner assistant. She was so excited to meet me. And me on the other hand, I was like, what happened? I think there was a time I was like celeb, and anybody that meets me, they just hail me. I know that I'm always hungry. Because me, I'm hustling, you are there hailing me. I believe they are faking it. To be honest, okay, Sahil is the person shooting this podcast. When Sahil met me, it was like, he has always wanted to meet me. Anytime I hear things like that, I acted well. But just because of where I'm coming from. Not knowing that the way I look outside is different from how I'm seeing myself. So I felt everybody are liars. And another thing is that so many of us don't know how to handle compliments. Because we didn't plan to become a celebrity. We just want to be a photographer. But nowadays, we are now celebrities. I'm only speaking from my own angle, although there can be some people that are really annoying. I've actually shot with a lady before, and this lady was staying right in my front. I left. I was like, what happened? They called us. We were about 4 photographers on that wedding. This lady was just looking for my trouble up and down. I was like, what happened now? I didn't say anything. I left. I was like, why? Because I'm a shy person. But if I get angry, if I talk, like I have to be cautioning myself outside, because where may I come from? We just say things. We just say it, and it's not as heavy as I'm saying it. But once I start using my own kind of language, as a Yoruba language is like someone want to fight you and all that. So I had to learn to, number one, stop talking. Then when I learned to stop talking, it affected me again. Because stop talking makes conversation awkward. You won't even know. Yeah, you won't even know how to answer things. You won't even know how to continue. Not even starting a conversation, continuing conversation. Like you come to me, you're excited and all of that. Then me, I just brought down the whole energy. So I have to learn in the process. I think this is why it's good to talk, so that people that have these old things going on for them, they will be able to put themselves in check and be like, you have to behave yourself.
So, Monique, any last word for us or anything you want to say?
While you were talking, I just remembered when I started, I would approach brands or vendors that I wanted to do collaborative shoots. Some were receptive, some turned me down. So this tip is for newbies. You just coming on board the industry. You get turned down a lot of times. It's okay. Don't let that stress you out. And then it might not be necessarily because they don't want to work with you. And yes, it might be because they don't want to work with you. People want to work with no names. They want to see what you've done. So instead of trying to look for them to work with you, go find a team, create a team, hungry, like minds, like yourself, hungry for success, so like yourself, and put those shoots together, make those contents, keep pushing, don't give up. Like what she said, today you think you've gotten a hang of social media, a new expo, the next minute is something else. Like when we started, it was pictures. Once you post pictures, it will go far. And then came videos, and now it's storytelling. If you don't tell, if there's no story behind the video, you might not have this virality moment. So please, newbie, it's okay if people tell you no. Just know why you are there and find your niche. Number 2, social media is evolving. I'm just learning to use TikTok for my brand. I'm just learning to use ChatGPT. I'm just learning to use AI and all of that. Do not limit yourself to just one thing. If you don't know how to do it, find someone to teach you or pay someone to do it for you. And understand that it's a journey. Some people might start making money immediately. Some people it will take a while. If you feel you have the stamina to stay true to your dream, you can actually become something. And then the flame might burn out at some point. Ask yourself, do you want to quit or do you want to take a break? It's okay to quit, because quitting doesn't mean you have failed. It's okay to take a break. Break might just mean you need to just reevaluate things and, go back to the drawing board. But in all of it, stay true to yourself, find your niche, trust God, and trust the process.
And never give up.
That's why I said quitting is not giving up. You can just quit one thing and switch to another.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kanyinsola and Monique. We had a wonderful, wonderful episode, and that's it for this episode at the Unfiltered Creative Podcast. Please follow us on all social media at the Unfiltered Creative Podcast, and we'll see you next time, same time next time. Bye.